heading to another deer capture this morning. It's a beautiful, cold, crisp morning in South Texas. And we're heading down the road. Matt and I are going to meet the helicopter and the capture crew in Dilley, Texas. And we're going to get started out of Dilley this morning right before daylight. So the beautiful thing about this job is you really got to get up early and get to where the work is. I hope you enjoy this video. We've had a good time putting it together. Thanks. The net packing crew is critical to any good capture project. They remove the brush and the limbs and the grass from each of the expended nets. They clean the weights off, and they very strategically repack each net so that it can be reused. Typically we carry 20 to 25 pack nets per job, and so each net is packed and reused multiple times during an average capture. The ground crew guys on the ATVs, their job is to get to the netted deer as quickly as possible in order to subdue them, tie them up, and put the eye protection on them and help them load into the ranch haul vehicles. We typically tie 3 of the 4 legs of the deer to keep them under control, and you can see that there is a method to the madness to how to tie a deer to keep them securely and safe. Once the deer are delivered from the field to the staging area, we install the various tags before aging. It works best with multiple people to assist to make this process run much more smoothly. Here we're installing the tattoo, rubbing the ink in the deer's ear. Here's a tattoo gun with a permit number on it. And then we re-ink the ear to ensure that it goes all the way into each hole. Next, we install the RFID ear tag, and now the regular identification ear tag for the landowner. We typically use 2 ear tags, 1 in each ear. Next, we photograph the antlers with the tag in his ears. We measure the inside spread, and then we remove the antlers before we put him in the trailer. This is not only required by state law, but it's also much more safe for the buck in transport. Here's the exact same process with the doe. You can see Matt preparing the ear for the tattoo number. Next, he'll place the RFID ear tag. Next will be the external tag for identification for the landowner. And then he will age the deer using the tooth wear and replacement method. It is certainly not the most accurate, but it is the best use in the field. The deer are then carried inside the trailer, the blindfold's taking off, and they're untied. All right, you've seen the trap part of the Triple T. Remember, trap, transport, and transplant. So obviously we've got the trailer here on the release site ranch. We've transported them. Now we want to show you the transplant part, the actual releasing of the deer into the surrounding release site property. So Matt and Michael, we're going to open up the gates. They're going to go in there and gently get the deer out. So watch these deer as they run into the brush and their brand new home. That's a beautiful sight right there. That was a nice 4-year-old buck. Ran down the Sendera for about 20 yards, jumped in the brush. Got him a new home. Now they're going into the next cut to let the... We had these bucks separated. They had their antlers cut off because we're in an open deer season, and it's safer for the deer to cut their antlers off when we put them in the trailer. And now what Mike and Matt are doing, they're opening up the next cut, and they're going to bring that deer out as well. That's a beautiful release. Going to the next cut. Always want to make sure you stand clear of the back gate because they come out pretty hard, as you've seen. Nice and easy and soft, just like that. Went down the Sendera 20 yards, dove into the brush, explored their new home. This is the best part of Triple T, in my opinion. New deer, new ranch, new genetics. the whole genetic diversity, the whole deer management has just restarted on this ranch. It's been a very well managed ranch, but we want to change up the genetics by adding these new 5 bucks. Beautiful, beautiful. Got one more buck. This deer is like a 6-year-old buck, 160 class deer. He was one of the first bucks we caught this morning. Big, strong, powerful deer. See if you notice how tall this deer is when he comes out. He's a big bodied deer. That's it. All 5 deer successfully trapped, transported, and transplanted. So that's it. That's the whole wrap of a triple T. You've seen the traveling, the unloading, the getting ready. You've seen the capture. You've seen the trailers going down the road, and now you've seen another successful release. So that is the transplanting of it. So it's been a great project. I hope you've enjoyed the videos. Hope you learned something. It's all about animal safety. It's all about quick reaction, keeping these animals safe and comfortable, and getting them into their new environment so they can flourish and do well. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. We've obviously enjoyed creating it for you. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions or comments, you can go to www.springcreekoutdoors.com is our website. We also have an Instagram and a Facebook page by the same thing, Spring Creek Outdoors. Appreciate you watching this video, and we will see you down the trail. Thank you.